And we are live. What's going on, YouTube? And welcome to Goal Line Hockey Live. It's Kevin Forte, and yes, it is Game 7 of the Stanley Cup playoffs, first round here in 2023. We have a couple of great series to talk about that have finished up here over the last couple of days. A couple more series going to Game 7 tomorrow, so a big game tomorrow, as well as two tonight. We have the Boston Bruins versus the Florida Panthers. We're going to be finishing up looking at previews for that game and your guys' predictions. I want to see that, as well as this game, the Boston Bruins and the Florida Panthers in the third period of their Game 7 matchup. You know, nobody gave the Panthers a chance, right? Now, this was a series that was supposed to end in 4 or 5 games, right? The Panthers were just barely sneaking their way into the playoffs. A lot of questions in goal with Alex Lyon. And here they are in Game 7 in Boston. They are taking the Bruins to the brink of elimination, a team that had a really overall a regular season, record-breaking season. Just the accolades that this Bruins team has really accomplished through the regular season. You know, the expectation was with all the veterans and the leadership in this room that they would avoid the President's Trophy curse. Next thing you know, a fluky injury in Game 82 back in his hometown for Patrice Bergeron. A couple of weird, freaky, deaky injuries. Next thing you know, the Boston Bruins are now finding themselves in a Game 7 against a Panthers team that would love nothing more than to knock off the Boston Bruins and stun the hockey world. Also tonight at I believe it's 9:30 p.m. Eastern or 10 o'clock Eastern. We're going to see the Colorado Avalanche and the Seattle Kraken in their Game 7 and talk about another series. I don't think anybody expected to go to 7 games. Yeah, that's right. There'll be a Game 7 in the Mile High City up there in Colorado. So a couple of really good matchups. Also looking at some of the series that have the series that have ended since the last time we talked. A really interesting series in Toronto, the blue team versus the blue team, the Toronto Maple Leafs in Game 6 on the road in Tampa. Who other than John Tavares? He broke the curse for the Islanders back in 2016 in the playoff run with the Isles. And here in 2023, John Tavares with the overtime winning goal. And Boston has now taken a 3-2 lead. David Pastrnak. This is going to be interesting. I want to see how Florida responds here. But wow. So Boston is up for the first time in this game after being down 2-0. The Bruins have scored 3 unanswered goals, and we got ourselves a hockey game, ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy. So that's the other news. And guys, make sure to like the video, guys. Come on, man. Help us out here on the channel. Like the video. The Bruins just took the lead for the first time, a 3-2 lead for the Bruins. David Pastrnak on, just a defensive breakdown by the Florida Panthers, kind of caught sleeping in their own end. Pastrnak kind of doing what he does, and that's it. What's going on, Morgan? Welcome to the chat. What's going on, guys? Make sure to like the video. It really helps us out. I have 2 huge announcements to tell you guys, in terms of the channel as well as here on my platform here on Goal Line Hockey. 2 huge announcements that you guys have to stay tuned for. But thank you so much for watching. So Swayman just punched someone in Florida. I think it was Grizzlick jumping in there, but Jeremy Swayman, give it a little stinky glove. Who was that? It was Colin White. So there you go. So the Maple Leafs. What do you guys think of the Maple Leafs finally getting it done? I want to know your guys' thoughts. Yeah, that's right, Morgan. He's got that dog in him. Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a Vegas minute, Morgan, but I'm glad that you are with us tonight. I have a huge announcement for you, Morgan, so stay tuned for that. Really excited to announce that to some of our more hardcore fans here at Goal Line Hockey. With that said, so obviously that was the big series last night. Toronto finally breaking the curse. The New York Islanders put up a fight against the Carolina Hurricanes, but the Hurricanes come back in the third period, down 1-0. Didn't play that well. Oh, man, Florida almost tied it. Carolina found a way to win it in overtime. a really fluky goal. I really feel bad for Ilya Sorokin. That was a rough goal for him. And Carolina is moving on to the second round to play the winner of the Devils and Rangers in the Hudson River rivalry. Speaking of that rivalry, the Hurricanes have a little bit of time to rest. Some of those guys banged up. We will see a game 7 in the Prudential Center tomorrow night. So that's going to be a huge game. The Rangers really played the way they did in games 1 and 2, and they played really well in that game, found a way to get this thing to 7 games back at the Rock. Also, in other news, we've also got the Oilers. That was a really good matchup. The Oilers knocking out the LA Kings out in California. They win this series in 6 games. A really tight series, a lot of goals, a really good series overall. I'm really excited to see the Oilers. I did pick them to win this series. I did pick them in 7, but I did predict that the Oilers would win that series. The Vegas Golden Knights, we already talked about this, but they took care of business against Winnipeg. And also, make sure to stay tuned on the channel. Throughout the week, I have a couple of videos for some of the teams getting eliminated. I posted my video earlier today about the Islanders. Also, check out our other videos. I have a Winnipeg, Minnesota video coming out, as well as some of the losers tonight. They will also be on the docket. I'll be filming those tomorrow. Those will be posted throughout the week. So this is going to be interesting. I want to see Florida. Sam Bennett's on the ice. I think Bennett and Tkachuk here in the next 10 minutes. If the Florida Panthers are going to tie this game, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be one of those two guys. Give me Sam Bennett and Matthew Tkachuk for 100. So an interesting hit there by Orlov on Bennett. That was a little bit, they could have maybe called that one. They could have called that. So let me know what you guys think so far of the playoffs. Who's moving on to the second round? The only series we know officially right now is the Vegas Golden Knights and the Edmonton Oilers. They will be meeting up in the second round. I'll do my preview for that later this week. That's going to be a really good series. Definitely an interesting matchup, especially when you look at the goaltending matchups. It's very murky for both teams. So it's going to make things really interesting come puck drop for game 1. Who's going to be the starting goalie for either of those teams? I think Stuart Skinner more likely will be in for the Oilers, but with the way Jack Campbell played at points this series, you wonder during this series, how big of a leash does Skinner really have? That's going to be really good. Thank you for joining the chat, Dad. Wayne Train, thank you so much for joining. And like I said, I have a couple of big announcements here on the channel. And how is the stream? Is it lagging at all? Let me know, guys. Is the stream lagging at all? And also make sure to like the video, guys. That really helps us out a ton if you can. So right now, what we're looking at, really interesting setup here for this finish, as now Boston has taken the lead. So I'm kind of looking at this game right now. I got to say, I think Boston kind of has this in their grasp. Even going into the game, they were down 2-0, the goal by Montour. I still had all the confidence in the world in the Boston Bruins. They are the team to beat. With all that veteran experience, if there is any player in the NHL I would want really almost ever, other than Gretzky or Messier, it's probably Patrice Bergeron in a game 7. We know what he can do in the big games. Number 37 on the Bruins is a lethal weapon. And don't be surprised if the Florida Panthers do somehow tie this game, a late goal, maybe a goal in overtime, I'm giving it to Patrice Bergeron. I think the Bruins captain is the lifeblood of this franchise. Not even just this current team, the franchise for the last decade. A lot of it is because of the leadership of Patrice Bergeron. So let me know what you guys think of that. So thank you for joining us, guys, here tonight. A lot of really good series so far. And like I said, looking at this, at kind of how things have gone, I'm really excited for tomorrow's game. I look at the Devils and Rangers matchup. It depends on who shows up, right? Are we going to see? It's going to be Jekyll and Hyde. It's either going to be 5-2 Rangers win the game, or it's going to be probably 4-0 Devils, right? With the way this series has gone, it's been closer games in the third period. A lot of these games have been kind of blowouts for the team that's kind of running away with it. But Kraken and the Colorado Avalanche, I'm really interested to see what happens there. So thank you for joining us tonight, guys. I really do appreciate it. And last night, Tampa, I see a video here from, it was on Twitter, and it's basically a bunch of Leaf fans just taunting and heckling the Lightning going to the locker room after the game. Ouch. That's a tough look for Tampa. But listen, going to the Cup 3 straight years, winning 2 straight Cups in 2020 and 2021, not to say that they're completely satisfied, right? That competitive nature is always there, but those guys have played a lot of hockey. They're tired. You can't really blame them. And the Leafs had everything to lose, lost this series, much more than Tampa. But listen, I would have rather seen a game 7 in Toronto just to make things really, like, the nerves really high for the Maple Leafs. But hey, shout out to the Leafs for finding a way to get it done. So I had an interesting thought the other day this Jets franchise. And, I think Pierre-Luc Dubois is kind of obvious. Ideally, he ends up going to Montreal, but I think there's going to be other teams in on him just for a 1-year deal. I would definitely take a look at some teams that, like, I don't know what the Rangers are going to do, but I do look at a team like the Bruins. Or the Rangers. I look at a team like the Bruins as well. Depending on what happens with Krejci and Bergeron this summer, do they bring in Dubois on a 1-year deal? I think that could be kind of interesting. Also, looking at a team like the Panthers, I think with how things have went this season, they're a good team. They're proving that they can be a good team. Maybe a little bit more help down the middle. I also look at the Minnesota Wild. I think that's a really good team to look at. If the Minnesota Wild could fit him under their cap next season, I definitely think the Minnesota Wild, if they want to make the playoffs next year, a guy like Dubois would be a perfect fit. Mark Scheifele is kind of an interesting guy. I look at Dubois and Scheifele as similar players, but different because of the term of the deal, right? So the window, how long of a window do you have with that player? I think if the Capitals are considering doing a quick retool, kind of putting some patchwork on this team and putting some, duct tape on the boat for another 2 or 3 years, I think Mark Scheifele is a really good ad for a team like the Capitals. If you're going to trade out a guy like Kuznetsov, I do think of a guy like Mark Scheifele as a guy that's probably a pretty good fit for the Washington Capitals. So like I said, that other game's going to be starting here in the next half hour. Kraken and Avalanche. That's going to be a good one. I'd like to see Florida tie this game. I got to be honest. I'd like to see them tie the game, make things interesting. We'll see what's happening. What's going on, Shaka? Welcome to the chat. Guys, make sure to like the video. It really helps out a lot. It's going to grow the engagement here, get more people in here for us. So make sure to like the stream. So now I've got a couple of my core people in here, and I want to know your guys' thoughts so far on the playoffs. What do you guys think of the first round of the playoffs? Also, I have 2 huge announcements that I want to give you guys at some point. So I'm going to wait for some more people to trickle in. So I'll wait till the top of the hour and we'll see kind of the viewership, what we're looking at. But really, these are 2 huge announcements for Goal Line Hockey and myself personally. And some of you guys know them. I'm sure Shaka already knows, and some of the other guys, but some of you might not know. So I'm really excited to announce some of those things. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. Let me know what you guys are thinking here of the playoffs. So they're talking about how there's a 42-point difference between the Panthers and the Bruins during the regular season. That's insane? Wow. 42-point differential. Yeah, so you're a little bit ahead of me, Shaka. I was at like 10:50, so I was like 8 seconds behind you. Thank you for joining us, Brandon. You'd like to see a replay of the last goal? I swear 16 was offside. That's interesting. I would assume, though, Paul Maurice was very much on that. So, I don't know. Interesting storyline, nonetheless. But I think they would have checked that. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think the Panthers or the Bruins will win Game 7 here in Boston? And listen, now I was confident that Boston was going to win this game when they were down 2-0. Now they're up by a goal, less than, basically 10 minutes left in the game. I think this looks pretty good for the Bruins. If I know the Boston Bruins teams that I've seen in the past, it's hard to bet against this team. Shaka, I 100% agree. I think the Bruins will win, no fandom aside. Panthers are the team I would like to win. And if Luis ever jumps in here, we'll find out if he could jump in here or not. But and also, guys, make sure to check out our Discord at what is it? Goal Line Hockey, I think. I don't even remember, but all the links to that are in the description down below. And also get the likes up, guys. So this is a really good game. We even saw Swayman giving the stinky glove. Man, this is playoff hockey at its finest. Like I said, I'm going to keep saying it till the end of the game. Sam Bennett or Kachuk, the Panthers are going to get, if they're going to score, it's going to be one of those two guys. I'm fairly confident in that assessment. Also, shout out to the Stalls. They've played really well in this game. They look a little bit tired and slow, but shout out to the Stalls. They're giving it everything that they have. Really good stuff there for Eric and Mark Stahl. Very nice to see those two guys. I'm also going to plan on running the Tankathon. So let me know once we talk about the end of the season, right? And the draft lottery, which is coming up here. I think in the second round of the playoffs, they usually do that. Let me know if you guys think we'll get the first overall pick in the NHL draft. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below, and we'll run that Tankathon in a little bit. But yeah, I'm really excited for the two announcements. That's something that I'm excited for. So stay tuned. So Boston took a penalty. I think Cousins kind of sold it, but so the Panthers, so to add a little bit of steam to this one, so a power play for the Florida Panthers in the final 10 minutes, a penalty killer and Charlie McAvoy in the box. Let's see what happens here. This could be interesting. Ooh. That's a tough. I don't like that call one bit. That's a bad call. And you know what? That might be a makeup for which one, right? One of the three bad Montour penalties earlier. But the officiating, man, listen, as an Islander fan, the Islanders did not play good enough to win their series against Carolina, but the refs they really screwed them over in the beginning of the series. Like, I got to be honest, the officials were really not good. They're not good right now. We saw what they did in the Minnesota Wild Dallas Stars series. The officiating, I'm fine with the officiating. If they're going to make a ton of soft calls, call every soft call. If not, don't call any. I think that's a very fair point, right? Because the player going into the play doesn't know if is that a penalty or not. It's ridiculous. The officiating needs to be more consistent. That's all I ask for. Listen, it's easy to say from up here, streaming the game on a computer and this and that, but listen, if this is the best in the world for officiating, you have to treat it like that. And sometimes I question that. Just with some of the makeup calls and things like that, it's not good. There's not enough continuity, there's not enough consistency, and I made an entire video about that, so make sure to check that out too. Shaka said, thoughts on all of the Leafs round one memes dying. Yeah, listen, I gotta say, Shaka, as an Islander fan, it's been rough the last couple of days between the Islanders getting eliminated, the Rangers and Devils going to 7, right? Ideally, the Rangers would lose. And John Tavares sending the Leafs to the second round. I got to admit, I have a bitter taste in my mouth, just a little bit, but that's how it is, right? Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. It is what it is. Just looking at the bench, the Bruins guys just look like they look very calm. Like, you could sense there's obviously that sense of like, shit, like we got a lot on the line here, but it doesn't seem like they're really phased all that much. What's going on, Codeine? Not gonna lie, Islander game was heartbreaking. Yeah, that was tough. Yeah, it's just the way they went out, right? They had the lead. You had the confidence that the Islanders were going to pull that out. And then the Sorokin goal in overtime was just like, it was just a dagger. And I have to admit, I was good. I didn't scream. I didn't punch anything. So I punched a hole in the wall when the Islanders lost in the conference finals against Tampa in 20 and 21. So I guess this is improvement, but definitely frustrating nonetheless. Definitely frustrating. Like I said, I'm telling you, Kachuk or Bennett is going to score. I just have that weird. It's a weird feeling. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the wall is safe this year. That's right. I just threw the Islander hat. That's it. I threw the Islander hat on the floor. That's the most damage I did. It was a good year for. I was accepting of it. Listen, the Islanders were down 3-1 in that series. If they came back, how miraculous would that have been? But is what it is. Okay, so he's a Kings fan. Yeah, exactly. It happens. It is what it is. 4-3 final Bruins, I'm calling it. I hope so. I hope the Panthers score again here just to make things interesting, right? And I'm telling you, and here's the thing. If Florida ties it, I still think Boston's going to win the game because I'd go with Bergeron getting the OT winner if this thing went to overtime. Bergeron's way too good. I appreciate that, Cody. And he said your channel is underrated, though. Bro, keep it up. Thank you so much, Cody. Yeah, and like I said, I have a couple of big announcements to make. Two like really big ones. And I'm not understating that. I'm really excited to tell you guys. I'm just waiting for more of our guys to get here into the chat. I don't know if they're going to join in or not, but we're going to hold out a little bit longer. But thank you so much, Cody, and I appreciate that. I like to think I know a thing or two about hockey. You know, some people say, oh, what's this kid? He doesn't know what he's talking about. You look back at the NHL trade deadline. Oh, somebody scored. I don't know who did, but Tragic is trying to get he's trying to play spoiler. Whatever. That's all right. Whatever. That's all right. But so I assume somebody scores. Thank you for not talking. Thank you so much for joining us, guys, or lying, maybe. But yeah, listen, like if you look back at the trade deadline, how many of those I got right? Nobody was talking about Ekholm to the Oilers. This guy was the first one to say it. I'm just saying. Tanner Jeannot to the Tampa Bay Lightning. I also said that one. Listen, you know, there's my haters out there. I love you very much. You're my haters. I love you very much. Yeah, looking back, the Jeannot trade was a terrible trade, but I don't think it was more so the injury thing. I just don't think he could ever get comfortable. I do, you know, it does kind of suck what happened with Jeannot. And now his contract this year, he's probably this is where it maybe benefits because he's probably going to take less money on a cheaper deal because he just wasn't healthy. He needs a healthy season, probably a 1 or 2 year prove it deal. I think that's probably what you're looking at there. From the get-go, everybody was talking about Carlson, and I was like, why are they like that? There's way too much money you have to move out. You'd have to move out Bouchard. You'd have to move out Puljujarvi. Like, there's way too much you'd have to move out to get Carlson in there. It's just the value wouldn't. So I think Tragic was kind of messing with us there because now they didn't end up scoring. So thank you for the troll there, but I'm just happy he didn't actually leak it for us. But nonetheless, we have 5 minutes to go in this game. Can the Bruins pull it out? It's a little quiet there in Boston. I think they're a little bit nervous about this wild card Florida Panthers team, and for good reason. They've given them a scare here in this series. And pull it out. And he's probably in a good mood because his Golden Knights are going to the second round. So shout out to the Knights. So less than 5 minutes. It is a 1-goal game for Boston. This is going to be interesting. I'm definitely excited for this one. And I thought about doing a live stream last night. It just wasn't going to work out, but it didn't end up being that good of a game anyway. The Rangers just kind of ran the Devils out of the building. The difference is, how does Akira Schmid take this? This is his first playoff loss. Is he going to be able to bounce back in Game 7 at the Rock? That's going to be a raucous crowd. Devils fans, Rangers fans. Listen, as an Islander fan, there are two fan bases I probably hate more, but I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be happy and upset either way tomorrow night. One of those teams is going to advance, which sucks, but one of those teams will be eliminated. So in that sense, I guess I could also cheer and be happy and also kind of be like, damn, they got to the second round, but whatever. So let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. I appreciate it a ton. Yeah, so like I said, I have the big announcement. I'm probably going to give it another 10 minutes. I'm going to wait till 9:20 to make that big announcement. Two very big announcements here for myself and the channel, and I'm really excited. This is something that I've been holding in the vest for a couple of days here on the channel. So that's right, Shaka. I don't know where everybody's at. So the playoffs. So now Boston or Florida will take on the Maple Leafs, who are definitely a high and mighty bunch right now after knocking off the Tampa Bay Lightning. So how crazy would it be if the Stanley Cup final teams from last year in Colorado and Tampa don't get to the second round? How crazy would that be? It looks actually pretty feasible right now. Oh, Louis isn't coming. They're at the Panthers watch party. Oh, okay. Thank you, Shaka. Yeah, this is so we're down to the final 4.5 minutes. This is going to be sick. Listen, I have no skin in the game, so I can kind of just enjoy this one, but this is going to be an epic finish. I can just tell. I get that sense, like an instant classic. I think that's what we're looking at here. Dmitry Orlov, the next Bobby Orr. I love how everybody was talking about that, and now all of a sudden that conversation has just died out. Like, he had that good week after the trade deadline, and then nobody's talked about him since then. What's going on, Tristan and Surreal? Thank you for joining us. So here we go. Can they find a way to pull this one out? Or are we going to overtime? Can the Florida Panthers tie this game before the end of regulation? The Bruins fans are getting into it. This is going to be interesting. Oh, Pasternak's looking. Expect a lot of Krejci, Marchand, and Bergeron in the next 3 minutes for Boston. A lot of Bennett and Kachuk for Florida. That's my picks, who we're going to see here down the stretch. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Like the video, but after you like the video, let me know your predictions. Who's going to win Game 7 here? Who is going to win this game and take on the Toronto Maple Leafs? Let me know your guys' thoughts. The Bruins fans are getting excited. You could see there's that little bit of angst in there. They're like excited, but they're also a little bit like, shit, this is going to be an interesting finish. But thank you so much for the likes, guys. Man, yeah, nobody wants to make a mistake. You could just see it. Everybody's playing very tense. Let's see. I can't imagine being a Bruins fan right now, right? The expectations were that this team could go on a run, maybe go to the, win the Stanley Cup. If they lost in the first round, that would literally shock the hockey world, I think. I agree, Tristan. I think Boston's going to win, but I would like Florida to find a way to tie this game and make it go to OT, but it would be more fun if Florida won, right? I think all the stuff with Boston being all high and mighty all season, just for them to lose in the first round would be kind of hysterical. So Bobrovsky goes to the bench. It's a 6-on-5 for the Panthers. Oh, man. Here we go, guys. This is it. And stay tuned after the game because I am going to be doing 2 huge announcements here on the channel. So stay tuned for that. I'm really excited to announce these things to you guys. So stay tuned for that as well. So Swayman makes a big save. And who's out there? Who's that? Montour, Bennett, and Tkachuk. There you go. Yeah, Brandon Montour had a tough night. He had 3 penalties. 3 penalties. That was a couple of them weren't really his fault, honestly. But so the Panthers call a timeout. You want to talk about building up the intensity here? This is it. This is when you start playing the Eminem song, "Till I Collapse." This is it. Knees weak, arms are heavy. I don't know the lyrics, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Jeremy Swayman. He's got Alaska on his helmet. Pretty cool. 3-2 Bruins. 1:28 left. The Panthers use their timeout. Empty net with Bobrovsky on the bench. This is going to be a pretty good finish. I'm excited. Let's see. Can Bennett or Tkachuk find a way to send this to overtime? Linus Ullmark played the entire series, struggled a little bit, gets pulled. They lose games 5 and 6. Now we have a game 7 in Boston, a 1-goal game, 1:28. You can't ask for anything better, really. The Panthers, they just put goal on the thing. Is that a precursor? Let's see. On the NHL, on I think it's TNT, they showed the goal thing for the Panthers. I'm sure Bruins fans were freaking out if they have the TV muted, but the Panthers score. Brandon Montour ties the game. Oh my God. Wow. Holy Brandon Montour from the point. Wow. I'm speechless. Oh, that's a weak goal. Morgan, I'm still with Ange. Listen, at this point, we're beyond that. We've been together. It'll be 3 years. Girlfriend every other week. I'm done with that now. America's team, the Panthers. You're right, Shaka. So here we go. Wow, the Bruins fans you could tell they're shitting themselves right now, as they should be. They just blew that lead. This is incredible. I'm sobbing. Yeah, listen, they just want to turn that knife in your stomach and make this as difficult as a finish as possible. But I got to be honest, the engagement for the channel is going to be better because of this. So I'm kind of happy that this went to overtime. But wow, we got ourselves a brand new hockey game. For the third time, it is tied. Actually, no. For the second time, we're tied. Third time. Never mind. You get what I'm saying. Cody, and yeah, let's go, man. This is the Bruins fans, you could tell they're like, oh shit, as they should be. And Brandon Montour with the tying goal. You get 100 if the Bruins lose. Wow, that's it. That's so it went off Charlie McAvoy too. Yeah, that's a tough goal. Damn. I predicted that, Surreal. I said that this looks like a instant classic game, and wow, we got more than we bargained for. Holy cow. Oh, okay, okay. So I have two huge announcements for you guys. The first one being I have a second YouTube channel. I'll put the links when I can. I'll probably put it next to my channel, X Kevin Forte. So make sure to check out that YouTube channel. It's a fitness channel. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, in fitness and things like that, make sure to at least check it out. Subscribe to the channel, help us out. I just started it like 2 weeks ago, so I'm just getting underway with that. But the bigger announcement, which is for across all my networks as my brand, I'm proud to announce my first ever sponsorship with Built Bar. Built Bar is now a sponsor with Goal Line Hockey, my new YouTube channel, X Kevin Forte, as well as my Instagram and my TikTok and all of that stuff. So shout out to our sponsor, Built Bar. So thank you so much. I'm glad that I'm a brand ambassador there. And I figured this was the time to say that. So thank you so much for joining us, guys. Make sure to like the stream. Guys, let me know your guys' thoughts. We are going to overtime in Boston. Game 7 in Boston. Will they be singing Shipping Up to Boston after a Patrice Bergeron OT winner? Or will the Florida Panthers, one of the big guys, Matthew Tkachuk, Sam Bennett, one of those guys come up big? Or are we going to say maybe one of the Stahl brothers, one of the guys that nobody's talking about, Eetu Luostarinen, getting the overtime winner to stun the NHL world, stun the city of Boston, and the Florida Panthers take on Toronto in the second round of the playoffs. So this is going to be interesting. Yeah, guys, thank you so much. Yep, I have a sponsorship with Built Bar. The code at checkout is Goal Line Hockey, which is GLH. So make sure to check that out. I have it on my Instagram, the link, as well as I'll start putting it here in the videos. So stay tuned for that. Yep, 10% off. 10% off with GLH. So I would really appreciate that, guys. And the reason I have that sponsorship is I would really appreciate that, guys. And the reason I have that sponsorship is everybody says, oh, I like the brand, I wouldn't do it. No, I've had Built Bars for years, like the last 2 years. So I really do like them. But thank you so much, guys. So with that out of the way, let me know what else you guys are thinking going into overtime. Who is going to pull this one out, and who do you think is going to score? So who do you think is going to win, and who's going to score in overtime? Man, we're getting more than we bargained for, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, thank you so much, Cody. We just hit 40 minutes here on the stream, and like I said, I was expecting to wrap things up after the third period, and that's it, but not the case. In 59.2 seconds left in the third period, the Florida Panthers tie this game, and there's definitely got to be a sense of concern right now for the Boston Bruins fan base, because they have everything to lose. If they lose this series, just the idea of Florida winning this thing in overtime in Boston would be insane and would create a lot of questions for the Bruins. Was that the right move going to Swayman? He hasn't played in 2 weeks. Was it the right move putting in Jeremy Swayman for game 7? The issues with Bergeron here, is he going to finally break through? Who's going to score the golden goal here? Because like I said, I predicted this about 15 minutes ago. I wasn't right on who was going to score. I thought it was going to be Tkachuk or Bennett. But I was right that I think we're looking at an instant classic. And right now, it really, really looks like it. Zaka in double overtime. Interesting. What are your guys' thoughts? Let me know. Welcome to the chat, Shazam. That's my Islanders guy here in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us. He said, Big Kev, tough end to our season. Owners need to get new blood in there. Bruins lose this series. It really lessens their record-breaking season. I know, right? And I made videos about this about a month ago, talking about the President's Trophy curse. Are the Bruins immune to the President's Trophy curse? And myself, I self-admitted I am wrong. I thought that the President's Trophy curse was not going to affect the Boston Bruins, but right now, there's got to be a level of concern right now. If I was a Bruins fan, this is what hockey's all about, man. But yeah, the Islanders really need to listen. I mean, I've heard people saying on Reddit, and this is just lunacy, but I've seen the kind of stuff where people are talking about trading Barzell and Horvat. They're like, the Islanders need a change. Horvat and Barzell need to go. It's like no, this isn't GM mode on your PlayStation. Like, that's not how it works. But nonetheless, some of these people are wild, man. Morgan said, I'm proud of you, bro. I've been here for a little while, but remember when you get 10 million subs. Let's get to 100,000 subs, Morgan, but I do appreciate that. Thank you so much, guys. Guys, make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because we're going to be here all playoffs long. Guys, we are grinding figuratively and literally on this channel. So make sure to subscribe. Thank you for joining us, Cameron Davis. Record-breaking seasons are cool and all, but they don't matter. Playoffs are all that matter. If you're not lifting the cup at the end of the season, people forget very quickly that record-breaking season, right? That can sting for a very long time. And it almost makes it worse for the Bruins because of the expectations, really since October, right? Like, it seems like since October, we've known the Bruins were going to be legit, right? That first month of the season, they could not lose. And they kind of just rode that momentum till the end of the season. And this is where we're at. So listen, man, I'm kind of speechless, but I'd love to say that Boston for sure is going to win this. I thought when they were down 2-0 in the first, I thought Boston was going to win this game. But right now, I definitely have that sense of like, oh shit, this wasn't supposed to happen, right? This is out of the script. This isn't part of the script. This isn't what was supposed to happen. And like I said, that's why we love NHL hockey, right? That this is what, as much as we complain and have our complaints about the officiating, things like that, and Gary Bettman and all that, guys, the first round of the playoffs and playoff series just like this one are why we come back year after year after year. This was an incredible game. It was 2-1 Florida Panthers at the beginning of the third, and here we are going into overtime. Bruins fans jaw dropped, shocked. Like, this is hockey, man. This is what it's all about. Really good stuff, guys. So Pastrnak scored. Who scored? It was Bertuzzi and Pastrnak for the Bruins. And who got the other one? Yeah, it was Pastrnak. And then for the Panthers, Brandon Montour scored in the final minute. Literally 59 in the final minute. Literally 59.2 seconds left in regulation. And the Florida Panthers tie this game. Damn, man. This is – and I don't know if you guys follow Barstool, but David Portnoy was saying the other day, he's like, why are Leaf fans so excited? They're going to lose to the Bruins in 5 anyway next round. Well, listen, the guys up in Boston are a little too highty-tighty right now because they got to win this game first. Who do you have playing the final game on your bracket? So I was wrong with a bunch of series, I will admit. I predicted the Islanders beat Carolina in 6, was wrong. I predicted Vegas to beat Winnipeg in, I think, 6 or 5 or 6. I was actually right on that one. I think everybody got Colorado, Seattle wrong. I don't think anybody gave Seattle a chance going to 7. So I was wrong on that one. We'll see what happens tonight. New Jersey and the Rangers. No, everybody. It was either Devils fans that were saying the Devils are going to sweep the Rangers, or I had Ranger fans saying you're dissing the Rangers and the Rangers are going to sweep the Devils. So the fact this game is going to 7 is perfectly proving my point. That series was destined for 7. Looking at Edmonton, LA, I did predict the Oilers to win, but I did have them winning this one at home in 7. I did think the Kings would find a way to pull it out at home. They weren't able to do that, so we're going to a game where that series is done. That's the only one we know right now. It's Vegas-Edmonton in the second round. Everybody else, we're still kind of waiting to see how things kind of finish up. Will the stream keep going till the game ends? Probably. I don't have a ton of battery on my computer, so that might be an issue, but we'll worry about that when we get to it. Guys, and also, there's a bunch of you guys in here. Guys, honestly, thank you so much for choosing Goal Line Hockey. I really do appreciate it. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and guys, let me know your guys' thoughts. Don't be afraid to comment. I won't be too mean to you. I bite sometimes, but the Honors are out of the playoffs, so I more than likely won't bite you today. So you should be okay. So let me know what you guys have on your mind here going into the playoffs. Game 7, overtime in Boston. Man, I'm not even a Bruins or Panthers fan, but I got to admit, I get goosebumps at the thought of how this is going to go. We're going to see puck drop. They're going to be singing "Shipping Up to Boston." Man, this is going to be incredible. Cameron Davis, welcome to the chat. Cakes, I love the name Cakes. Really nice name. You're making me hungry though. That is a problem though. I'm trying to keep the 6-pack in check, and you're making it difficult with a name like Cakes. All right, guys, I'm going to be right back in a second. I just have to take a leak. I'll be back in a second. All right, we are back. What's going on, guys? Are you going to show us the screen? VGG, I can't. It's copyright issued. So, unfortunately, I can't show the actual game. But we're just going to look at the game here. I know if you want to watch the game live, go to Creams. That is the best streaming platform. So go to Crack Streams, open another window, and also listen to us here on the channel. That's your best bet. That's the best way to watch a Goal Line Hockey live stream. I'm going to tell you right now. Thank you so much for joining us, V. Ali Desh, what's going on? And welcome to the chat. What's going on, Brian? Yeah, go to Crack Stream. I have too much to lose on this channel for stupid copyright strikes and stuff. I ain't doing it, man. I ain't going to do it. Ali Desh. Yeah, Luis is at the watch party for the Panthers. So that is our Panthers fan here at Goal Line Hockey. And he's probably pretty stoked right now. Probably a little nervous, but. So the Bruins are going out onto the ice. You know what? Maybe we have to prep ourselves. Get our Game 7, kind of get rid of some of the pit stains. You know how it is. Also, I have 2 huge announcements. Some of you were here earlier, but the 2 big announcements are make sure to check out my new YouTube channel at X Kevin Forte. It's a fitness YouTube channel. So make sure to check that out if you're interested in fitness stuff, motivation, things like that. It's kind of ASMR, but if you're interested in that, make sure to check that out. Subscribe. Also, we have a new sponsorship for the first time ever. My first ever sponsorship is with Built Bar. If you use the code GLH at checkout, you get 10% off. Gives me some commission. It gives me a little bit of punchback. So make sure to check out Built Bar as well. So that's what we're looking at, guys. So two really big things here on the channel. I'm really motivated with how the playoffs are, with how this stream is, guys. Shout out to you guys. There's 45 of you in here. Guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It really means a lot. You guys are the best. Like the video, subscribe to the channel for more of these streams. I'm really, really excited to have you guys in here. And here we go. Puck drop in Boston. Here we go. It is overtime hockey. Ali Desh is in the chat. Cakes is in the chat. Code Yeen, Morgan, Tristan. I don't know where Shaka went. Maybe he's sleeping. Let's go now, Luis. I saw him in there for a second. Yeah, I got to admit, the puff bars are the best. And me and my girlfriend, we call them poofs. The poof bars are the best. Get yourself some Built Bars, man, with GLH. Give me that pump back. Yeah, what's going on, Shazam? We got playoff hockey. 8 seconds into overtime, and the Bruins pin drop there in TD Garden. You guys are the best. Make sure to like the stream, guys. I really do appreciate it. And I'm waiting. I hate to say it. I hate to be the pessimist. I'm waiting for the bad officiating call that isn't for the Bruins if they lose this game. With everything they did, they had Krejci and Bergeron come back. They pick up Bertuzzi at the deadline. Let me remind you, he was probably one of the best additions at the deadline. Bertuzzi, and I would probably say Bertuzzi, and there was somebody else. There were two guys that were really good acquisitions at the deadline, and one of them was definitely Tyler Bertuzzi. Just get you guys motivated, especially younger. I want the young Thundercats like Morgan in there as well. Ryan O'Reilly, yeah. And how big was he in kind of turning around that momentum for the Leafs, right? Like after game one, the Leafs were kind of left for dead, right? And then next thing you know, boom, 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 boom. The Leafs just rattled off a bunch of wins, and Tampa was like, oh, this is not the same Leafs team we saw last year and the same Leafs team we've seen as NHL fans for the last really, 20 years, right? Morgan, I will help you get a six-pack. Make sure to subscribe to that channel. I can definitely help you out with that. Ali Desh, there's always room for the old farts like you. Come on. So all of you here in the chat, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to like the stream. That really helps us out. Make sure to check out Built Bar. It means a lot. Man, I don't know what, I want to see the Bruins fans' faces if the Panthers win this game. Like, I could see the frustration for Bruins fans. I can't imagine. They come all the way back, right? They're down 2-0. They come all the way back. They take the lead. They give up a goal in the final minute. And the Panthers aren't supposed to be here. I think they're just too giddy that the fact that this is really a good game. But for Bruins fans, it's like, oh my God. Like the Bruins and the Leafs switching roles, right? Usually the Bruins get things done. They're the competent team and the Leafs choke. Are we going to see the opposite here in 2023? Might. No way. Oh my God, Kachuk had a breakaway. Holy cow. Wow. Oh my God. And I predicted, I'm going with this, guys. You can hold me to it. Kachuk or Bennett is going to win this for the Panthers in OT. If it's Boston, I'm going on the Panthers because he reminds me a lot of Casey Cizikas of the Islanders. Like a really good bottom six guy that's just such a pain in the ass to play against. That's true. Boston definitely has a better chance at beating the Maple Leafs. And all those Bruins fans that are like, oh, what does it matter? You're going to lose to the Bruins in the second round. They don't even get to the second round. Oh, the irony in that. The irony in the Leafs getting to the second round and the Bruins getting basically choking it. Oh, and Kachuk. 42 points, which considering you get 2 points for every win, is 21 more wins did the Boston Bruins, quote unquote, technically have than the Florida. Oh, if the Maple Leafs, but we'll see. Either way, I mean, obviously the more entertaining storyline is Boston Toronto, but we'll see. I think if I'm a Leafs fan, if this would be like earth shattering. If somehow Florida pulled this out, this would be literally earth shattering. Wow. What do you guys think of the game tonight and tomorrow? Seattle and Colorado in Denver. What's going on, PJ? Welcome to the stream. Guys, we've had a really good stream so far. I think we had 73 people in here at one point earlier in the last like 10 or 15 minutes. Yo, you guys are the best. Seriously, thank you so much. Make sure to like this stream so we can get more people in here to watch my pretty mug. Let's go. Yeah, you're right, PJ. Let's go. And you know what? PJ, you didn't hear my announcements. I had a couple of big announcements. So once we get to 20 likes, so I have two big announcements. I've announced them a little bit earlier. But we have Built Bar. I have a sponsorship with Built Bar. PJ already knew that. But we've got a Built Bar. Use code GLH at checkout, and you get a 10% discount. So make sure to do that. Also, I have a new YouTube channel, Kevin Forte, be able to help you guys from there. So thank you so much for joining us. This is hockey at its finest. This is what hockey is all about, right? We go through the regular season grind, right? You have the dog days in the beginning of the season, in December, January, right? It's like, oh, are the playoffs ever going to show up? And here we are. Like, this is what it's all freaking about. You could tell the Bruins fans are definitely on edge right now. It's pretty funny. I mean, as they should be. I would just hate to see, like, the way Sorokin gave up that fluky goal against the Hurricanes. I would hate to see a fluky goal end this game. PJ, my thoughts on Bo Horvat. Listen, and I was just saying this a couple minutes ago. On Reddit, there's fans, saying the Islanders need to change things up. They need to trade Matt Barzal and Bo Horvat. I'm like, yo, that what are you saying? That's not how it works. You don't just trade your superstar players like that. You can make the argument for Lou not coming back. You're not going to trade Horvat and Barzal like that. It's loony. It's literally loony. Thank you for joining us, Crispy Edits. Thank you for joining in. Yeah, I mean, listen, think about the amount of pushback Jim Montgomery's going to get by starting Swayman, right? If they lose this game, Like, oh, that's going to be a tough look. And the irony is, if Jim Montgomery wins the Jack Adams for Coach of the Year, and he made a kind of interesting situation like that, like a weird coaching decision in Game 7, it would be kind of ironic, right? But like I said, my predictions: Bergeron for the Bruins if they win this in OT, and if we do see the Panthers do the unthinkable, they somehow win this series, they win this game, it's going to be Bennett or Kachuk. That's my picks. No, no. So you guys want Urban here? He's sleeping, so that's it for Urban. We will not see him tonight, but hopefully tomorrow, if I end up, I'm going to the Mets doubleheader tomorrow against the Braves at Citi Field. So I don't know if I'll be back in time to do the live tomorrow against the Braves at Citi Field. So I don't know if I'll be back in time to do the live stream, but if I'm back in time, I will do another live stream tomorrow night, especially with how successful this stream has been. I probably will do that. Who does Vegas get in free agency? I think the whole goaltending thing is going to be interesting. I'd see them going for a goalie, but other than that, I don't have any legit players at this point. There's just a lot of variables, especially with Vegas with their cap space. Not really sure what they're going to do. And there we go. We got a super chat from PJ, $14 Canadian. Thank you so much, PJ. I really appreciate that. You guys, don't be afraid to super chat. I really do appreciate that. It goes a long way. I think Lindholm signs with Florida or Columbus. Interesting. Florida, I think he would take less money. And imagine Barkov first line center and Lindholm on the second line. And PJ is a Flames fan, so I assume he's looking at Lindholm in the event that he doesn't sign. I like that. I think Barkov and Lindholm, that's a pretty good one. He's a UFA this summer, though. I thought Lindholm was a UFA next summer, but maybe they decide to trade him. I don't know. You got to let me know, PJ. I'm not totally sure, but definitely interesting. Would Vegas trade for Bo Money Horvat? Yeah, nobody's taking Horvat, and the Islanders wouldn't trade him. Not so soon after trading for him. They wouldn't do that. Yeah, I don't think Lindholm will stay next summer either. Especially if now Daryl Sutter, I think, ends up getting fired this coming season. There's going to be a lot of turnover, a lot of turmoil in Calgary. So let's see what happens here. 3-3, almost halfway through the first overtime. It's been a pretty good game so far. If Boston loses, like, what do you even say? Like, if you're Bergeron or Marchand or Krejci in that locker room after this game, after a loss, like, what do you do? What do you do if you're one of those guys in the room taking off your socks and your pants and everything? Like, those guys in Boston have a lot of pride. If they lose this game, oof. What's going on, Adam Boyd? Let us watch. I can't. I would, but I can't let you. Nope. Copyright issues. Pierre LeBrun said that a lot of Flames players don't want to play if Sutter is the coach next season. Yeah, they should have let him go before they got rid of Tree Living, honestly. And we talked about the Islanders, how I did not punch any walls. So shout out to me. I only threw my Islander hat. But other than that, I was good. I was definitely disappointed, but I think after game 4, I kind of already knew the Islanders were going to lose the series. I don't know if PJ is messing with me or the Panthers actually score here, but PJ is our troll in the chat, guys, so take with that what you will. Nothing yet, Adam. No, I will let you know. Oh, my Carter Verhaeghe and the Florida Panthers knock off the Boston Bruins. Oh my. Holy shit. And the Florida Panthers have shocked the hockey world. They were complete underdogs in this series. In the regular season, the Boston Bruins, through 82 games, had 42 more points than the than the Florida Panthers, and they come into Boston in Game 7 down 3-2. The Florida Panthers, and they come into Boston in Game 7 down 3-2 and win this game in overtime. I'm shocked. And the President's Trophy curse, you're right, PJ. The President's Trophy curse strikes again. Oh my God. I don't think anybody knows what to do or think right now. It was Tkachuk. Was Tkachuk the winner? I said it would be Tkachuk or Bennett. I think it was Tkachuk. Carter Verhaeghe, former Bridgeport Sound Tiger. Oh my God. I should have bet money on it. Damn it. I said Tkachuk was going to score. Listen, guys, everybody says, oh, this kid doesn't always talk about. I told you an hour ago Tkachuk was going to win this game. Oh, my God. I mean, I honestly feel bad for the Bruins, not the fans. The Bruins fans took over UBS Arena. They were saying, oh, let's go Bruins. Listen, in that sense, I'm happy, but for the players, yo, I get it right now. If I'm a Bruins player right now. Yeah, Bergeron is like, what the hell just happened? You could hear a pin drop in TD Garden right now. Oh, it was Verhaeghe that scored. I can't believe this. Imagine being imagine being a Panthers fan in Boston tonight. Oh man, yeah. See, now they're showing Krejci's face. Yo, like, dude, that. Oh my God. So all those Bruins fans, yo, shout out to Barstool and Dave Portnoy. He was saying, well, you're gonna why are you so excited? You're gonna lose to the Bruins in the second round anyway. Oh, that tweet did not age well. Yo, the Boston Bruins, the ultimate choke. I can't believe this. So what are your guys' thoughts? You guys, there's 30 of you in here. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to like the stream. There is a Panthers fan in TD Garden. He better watch so he doesn't get shanked. But let me know, what are you guys thinking right now? You probably need a minute to like digest this, but I want to know what you guys are thinking right now because this is like, and it was such a weird goal. It wasn't even that good of a shot. It was a perfect screen by whoever was in front. I think it was Tkachuk, but Carter Verhaeghe just kind of just threads the needle. I'm stunned. And shout out to Luis right now. He's probably in another stratosphere right now. That rocket ship just went. Wow, those Panthers fans right now. What's going on? Stay clever. What's going on, Luis? Yo, and the Panthers pull it out, man. There he is. The man of the hour, Luis, right now, our Florida Panthers fan in bet the house on it. Good. I don't know if I'd bet them to win the cup, but yo, the Panthers fans right now, they have to be elated. Oh my god. Yo, you guys are freaking hysterical. Yeah, they blew it, man. Yeah, I know. The Whale. Yo, welcome to the chat, The Whale. Adam Boyd, George, thank you so much for joining us, guys. Yeah, they're the 5 Panther fans, including Luis. Yo, this is their Stanley Cup, is it not? Thank you for joining us, Narc. You guys got some weird names, man. I swear. So, so now here's the interesting thing, because if Toronto loses to Florida now in the second round, is that worse than losing to Boston? Yeah, guys, make sure to like the stream as well. But I mean, the Bruins really blew it, man. Like, you want to talk about booty cheeks? That's the Bruins right now. I feel bad for some of the older guys like Bergeron and Krejci on the team, but like, we're watching the Seattle Kraken Colorado Avalanche game right now. But is anybody really like, what do you even do right now? Like, I can't believe this. I want to the Bruins fans in the comments. I can't even imagine. Like, the city of Boston should be on watch this weekend. There's the Quagmire memes. There's the Knicks. Oh my god, yo, I can't believe this. I mean, we're watching this other game, guys. If you want to stick around, but I mean, what are we even thinking right now? The Avs are losing against the Kraken. I didn't even see it. I must be behind Festus. Yo, you guys got these wacky names, but the least you could do if you're going to give me these weird, wacky names, at least like the video. I want to know what you guys think, because this game, I mean, I'm looking at the Bruins comment section. They are pissed right now. Oh, and they're showing Marchand crying. See, honestly, as much as there's Bruins fans in here, I think there's more other fan bases just ripping on the Bruins and putting L and laughing emojis and Marchand crying emojis. Yo, Adam Boyd, I didn't like I subbed. Sorry, I'll unsubscribe and like. Whatever you got to do, man. So Plasma, yeah. So guys, if you go to the Bruins Twitter, they showed obviously it's 4-3 Panthers, and they're in the Twitter for the Bruins post for losing the game. So many fan bases just ripping the Bruins apart right now, and I think that's what Plasma is asking. They've got the clown, they got the crying Pepe Frog, Marchand crying, frauds. Dave Portnoy choking. Yo. See, this is when Twitter is at its finest, right? Sometimes you just need that good old laugh. Now, like I said, as a Bruins fan, I've never had that experience. The Islanders don't win the President's Trophy. They don't win the division. The last time I think they won the division was like 87. So I can't even really empathize because I have no idea what they're feeling right now or thinking. But I mean, it's just stunning. It's really how this thing just fell apart. Unbelievable. So, guys, if you can, make sure to like the stream. Yeah, the Bruins are gonna either be they're gonna be on a Joker mission next year, I think, right? I would think. Like, this is gonna be the backstory. Like, this is how see, the problem is I'd like to think of it like that, like the 2019 Tampa Bay Lightning, right? When they got swept. But it's not even like that because this team is like at the end of its window. Yo, thank you so much for the $7 super chat, $7 Canadian. Thank you so much. PJ says, how do you see the Edmonton versus Vegas series? Could Vegas win if they play like they did against the Jets? I think so. That's going to be a high scoring series. There's going to be short leashes for the goalies for both series, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see how things kind of play out in that one. Plasma said maybe the Panthers could teach the Islanders how to win in overtime. Yeah, Plasma. Yeah. That was, listen, you want to talk about heartbreaking. And listen, there are guys, if there was a bad turnover by Dobson or one of the guys on the Islanders defense, I could live with that. The fact it was Sorokin, like, makes it so much worse because he was such a huge part of the Islanders season. It was just such a disappointing way for it to end. But yes, that was a good one, Plasma. Panthers beat the Bruins. Yep. Yeah, stay clever. Thank you for joining. And guys, make sure you like the video. Let's get it up to 30 likes before we close out tonight, if we can. And if Seattle, listen, the ultimate story would be Seattle winning this game in Colorado. Like, you want to talk about just like what the hell happened? If that would be perfect, man. I gotta admit, I'm kind of looking for just a massive car crash, just a total wreckage. Yeah, I know, Plasma, right? The Leafs not choking and the Bruins choking is the like what were like the world flipped upside down within 2 days. Just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I don't know what else to say. It's literally, you want to talk about clown world? We are living in clown world. Twitter, everyone is just, you got the SpongeBob memes, the what happened memes, the comments like, man, you blew it. And they have the B, the spoked B for the blue. Oh, man. Man, oh, man. This is going to be a very long 4 months or so for the Boston Bruins and their fan base. Good. It's going to be such a good series because you have two teams that are on just such a high right now. Man, yo, it's kind of hard for me to pick. I'll be doing my previews during the week, but I got to say right now, I think I'm going to go with Toronto. The Toronto Maple Leafs will beat the Florida Panthers. That's my pick for right now. The Whale. They hope Carolina loses. Yeah. As an Islander fan, listen, I don't like what they did, some of the fan base toward Matt Martin's family. I didn't like some of that stuff. It was kind of fucked up. Other than that, it is what it is. It's just there's no need for some of the stuff that they were doing. But other than that, listen, Carolina, they're a decent team, but they're not that fun. You know, I think I'd rather see the Devils or Rangers get to the conference final than Carolina. But and that's a lot coming from an Islander fan, but we'll see. So let me know your guys' final thoughts before we close out. I have 4% battery, so we are pretty much done. Let me know your final thoughts before I close out. Yeah, 4% battery. Let's go, Devils. Guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and let me know your guys' thoughts. A lot of interesting stuff, so I really appreciate you guys staying for this stream. What an incredible stream, though. An incredible game. Just utter shocking. And I'm glad a bunch of you guys joined in tonight. I hope to see more of you tomorrow night for tomorrow's stream for the Rangers versus Devils tomorrow night. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow night. Peace.